Hello everyone, Lethal Smith here. Silent Hill 4, The Room. Notes from Silent Hill Memories. Link to this will be in the description below. It's got 52 files in it, as well as like miscellaneous stuff. Look at this, look at all the, oh my god, it's huge. The game's huge. It's basically you're stuck in a room and you have to go through this hole in the bathroom. The glory hole, I like to call it, back in the day. And you get sent to different areas every time you go through it. And you complete the area, you do another one, that sort of thing. And it changes, like your room changes every time you complete an area. And you have to do it, you have to do each room twice. Makes the game longer. So the first letter. Mum, why doesn't you wake up? Jesus. And that's a letter that slipped underneath your door before the subway rolled. Book scrap. Through the ritual of the Holy Assumption, he built a world. He built a world. It exists in a space separate from the world of our Lord. More accurately, it is within, yet without the Lord's world. Unlike the world of our Lord, it is a world of extreme faults, unexpected doors or walls, moving floors, odd creatures, a world only he can control. Anyone swallowed up by that world will live there for eternity. Undying, they will haunt that realm as a spirit. How can our Lord forgive such a abomination? This part of the book is too damaged to read. It is important to travel lightly in that world. He who carries too heavy a burden will regret it. The book is too damaged to read anymore. That's saying, like, in each world that you go into, there are ghosts that haunt the world. You can't kill them unless you have like a special item. But that's what's really creepy about it, because these spirits haunt like different worlds, and they are actually the victims of the serial killer in the game. So this is like a serial killer thing, sort of thing. Jasper's memo pad. And yeah, and also in each world there's a secondary character that you have to like babysit all the fucking time. Not sure what that nosy guy meant when he says his home is the orphanage in the middle. The lake is northwest, so the opposite is southwest. That nosy guy said the other thing I don't understand. Well, one other thing I don't understand. If you bring the dug up key, you can't go back. Put it away somewhere before you return home. That's probably because you have to put something in a box and it appears in your own room, so you got it like when you return home. Holy Scripture scrap. The second sign, and God said, offer the blood of the 10 sinners and the white oil. Be then released from the bonds of the flesh, and gain the power of heaven. From the darkness and void bring forth gloom, and gird thyself with despair for the giver of wisdom. The third sign, and God said, return to the source through sin's temptation, under the watchful eye of the demon. Wander alone in the formless chaos. Only then will the 4 atonements be in alignment. Again, a lot of religion for these games. Exploration memo. Luckily, I finally escaped from the cell. I decided to take a careful look around the building. The scariest place was on the first floor basement. There is a kitchen in the northeast, but the door in the northwest is a death chamber. To get in there, you have to punch in the right numbers. I don't know the numbers. That's a load of fucking good, isn't it? And it was too dark to even see the panel, so I didn't get in. It's like a clue that you need to find the numbers. Guard's diary. To get to the surveillance rooms in the middle of this complex, you have to use the corpse disposal chutes in the cells. However, the first and second floors in these cells are locked, so so the kids won't discover them. Well, why are there kids in a prison? Unless they're prisoners. So you have to get to the first floor from one of the cells on the third floor. I know how to do it, but it really is a pain. Also, the lights only work on the third floor. That's saying because like the prison is like a tower. It's like a round tower, and you do have to like jump down holes in like cell rooms to get to the bottom floors because the stairs don't work. Water wheel room plate message. To turn the lights on the third floor cells, turn this water wheel. Remember that the water must flow in the direction of the water wheel. Of course, you'll have to open the sluice gates on the roof. Prison diary. But yeah, by the way, this is not in order because it should have been the subway files first. We had beef stew yesterday in the cafeteria. I heard that there's a death chamber behind the kitchen. Well, that's probably where your meat comes from. And they take meat straight from the dead people and cook it. That really scares me. I was right, I told you. You can tell it's been a long time since I played this game. First surveillance room report. Easy, normal, difficulty. Was it easy, normal, difficulty before? Yeah. This place continues to deteriorate. The doors to a number of cells no longer open. As a result, kids inside can no longer go outside, but the less they know about that, the better. I can't open the doors, but from this room I can watch them get more and more emaciated each day. Jesus Christ. With no food, and never showering themselves, they turn into smelly little grey lumps in there. Following the suggestion of an engineer, we dispose of the corpses by digging a hole below the cells. Since each floor of the building can be rotated, that's another feature of the prison for some reason. Independently, we can dispose of the bodies without any others noticing by aligning each cell with a body in it vertically. P.S. Chief, I bet you're just dying to see the interrogation room behind the kitchen. I understand your feelings, but have you noticed? There are 3 rooms with bloody beds. One is on the first floor, one is on the second floor, and one is on the third floor. If you line up those 3 rooms up, then it's bingo. Hard difficulty. I'm sleepy. Second floor surveillance room report. Easy, normal, difficulty. Keep a close eye on the kids. It's important to keep the cells well lit. The lights on the third floor were originally bought as searchlights. As a precaution against a blackout, they were set up to run on a private generator. There's a hydroelectric generator in the basement. To light up the first and second floors, use the corpse disposal chutes. Since each floor of this building can be rotated, you can... it's reading this but a little bit differently. You can light up any of the cells by matching up the holes. Repeatedly, this periodically is an effective way to keep them kids fearful and well behaved. What they got against children? P.S. Chief, if you turn the handle in the middle of the room, you can easily rotate the cells. You can't rotate the first floor, so align the second and third floors with the first floor cell that has the blood-stained bed. By the way, if you use the peephole in this room, it's easy to make sure you're doing it right. Give it a try. Also, please do not forget to open the sluice gate on the roof. Much appreciated, Chief. Hard difficulty. I want to go home. Alright. Secret number memo. The secret number for getting through the doors in the back of the kitchen this month is 0302. Thanks for your cooperation. Superintendent's memo. It is stained with blood and I can't read it. Well, it's a hell of a fucking memo, isn't it? Apparently that's missable. Bartender's memo. This is in the building world now. The boss said that the number this time is the last 4 digits of his store phone number. But the phone number is written right there on the sign of the roof. Anyone can see it from the South Ashfield Street. Is that really okay? Mike's diary in the apartment world. The last few months, Joseph, the guy next door to me who gave me that rare porn magazine, looks like he's been working super hard. I fucking bet he has. He said he found another rare one. He'd give it to me, but he hasn't shown his face around here much lately. He said he was a journalist and he was always investigating stuff. But I think there's something strange going on with him. He's been shut in his apartment and I can hear these weird noises coming from there. July 1, Mike. July 1st. Oh my beautiful Rachel. What's with the note on the red paper? I thought you'd written a note back to me. But I guess maybe it was somewhere else. He took it along with my clothes. Those were my best clothes. July 2nd, Mike. Superintendent's diary, umbilical cord. Oh, that's gonna be weird. The red box seems even stranger today. It was giving off a terrible smell. It's disgusting, but I just can't throw it away. It must have been around 30 years ago that young couple was living in the apartment. But one day they just suddenly disappeared, ran off like thieves in the night. I don't know why. It must have been money troubles, or maybe they got themselves in some kind of danger. The problem came after that. They left their newborn baby when they took off. I even found the umbilical cord. Who the fucking hell keeps the umbilical cords? That's weird. I called the ambulance right away and heard the baby survived. That's good. I don't know what happened to him. Although a few years later, I often saw a young kid hanging around the apartment. I think I know what child they're talking about. There is a child in the game. That's definitely him. I'm trying to remember things from the game at the minute. Like I said, it's been a long time. One day, he stopped coming by, but now I think of it, I bet he was the abandoned baby. It's a horrible story, abandoning a newborn baby. All that happened in room 302, and the umbilical cord I found there, well, I still can't get myself to throw it away. Fucking throw it, like, seriously. It's weird. Mike's love letter. The letter is bloody and hard to read. Rachel, I love you always. Watching window, protect you with love, Mike. Nurse's memo in hospital world. I lost Eileen Galvin's hospital room key. She was a patient brought in with severe injuries. I thought I left it in one of the other hospital rooms. I really hope not. Kid's letter. Mummy, I give you this, so please wake up soon. It's inside my toy train. Jasper's burnt memo. Something here. Something's here, but nothing's here. I feel something from that well. Something's missing. Ah, it has begun. Jasper. Wheelchair. Dull text. Though my body be destroyed, I will not let you pass here. So prepare for the receiver of wisdom. I cut my body into 5 pieces and hid them in the darkness. When my body is once again whole, the path to below will be opened. If you're the receiver of wisdom, you'll understand my words. The ritual has begun. Descendant of the Holy Mother, the 21 sacraments. the descendants of the Holy Mother. There's 21 sacraments. The first sign, and God said, at the time of fullness, cleanse. Is this going to be 21? Oh, thank God, it's not going to be out 21 Vastiges. At the time of fullness, cleanse the world with my rage. Gather forth the white oil, the black cup, and the blood of the 10 sinners. Prepare for the ritual of the Holy Assumption. Second sign. And God said, offer the blood of the 10 sinners and the white oil. Be then released from the bonds of the flesh, and gain the power of heaven. From the darkness and void, bring forth gloom, and gird thyself with despair for the giver of wisdom. The third sign. And God said, return to the source through sin's temptation, under the watchful eye of the demons. Wander alone in the formless chaos. Only then will the 4 atonements be in alignment. The last sign, so he skipped some signs in. And God said, separate from the flesh, 2, she who is the mother reborn, and he who is the receiver of wisdom. If this be done by the mystery of the 21 sacraments, the mother shall be reborn, and the nation of sin shall be redeemed. Note from the bloody pink prisoner shirt. My room is on the 2nd floor, and I had to drink something with black things in it. I hid the sword with the triangle handle under my bed. That guy, the fat one, took the basement key. Next time I'll stick the triangle sword into that pig and take the key. Reminiscences. I want to go back to that time. Things were so good then. The day of my birthday, the cute cat in the pet store, and those balls in the basket. Playing pool was fun too. The door of time was wide open. When I see 4 things, I can't help but remember that time. Yep. The past was pretty fucking good, apart from COVID time before that, yeah. The 90s, let's go back to the 90s where things are simpler. Later bartender's memo. The boss said he had to change our phone number because all the complaints about the weird noises. Why don't you just block the numbers then? Now we have to change the store sign on the roof. What a pain. Like, just block people. Because like, any complaints you get, just fucking block them. By the way, the number is the last 4 digits of the new phone number. Not too smart if you ask me. So if you go into the building world for the 2nd time, or when you do, it's a new code you gotta get. Superintendent's diary, man with the coat. I had a weird dream today. The one with the coat and the long hair, or the one with the man with the long hair and coat. He was crying and looking for his mother again. I saw that man with the coat 10 years ago in his apartment. He was going up the stairs carrying a heavy tool, an old-looking bowl, and a bag that was dripping blood. He's the murderer, by the way. Walter Sullivan, I think his name is. I never saw him again after that, but a few days later, the neighbours complained that they heard the strange noises coming from the supposedly empty room 302. So I took a look around room 302 and found signs that someone has been there, but nothing odd other than that. But that's when it all started. I still hear strange noises coming from the window of room 302, Sunderland. Crimson Tome. She who called the Holy Mother, and not the Holy One, wilt. The descendant of the Holy Mother is naught but the descendant of the devil. Those that be called the 21 sacraments be not sacramental, one wilt. The 21 sacraments be naught but the 21 hertzes. To give birth to a realm of wickedness within the blessed realm of our Lord be blasphemy, and the word and the work of the devil. If thou would stop the descent of the devil, you must bury part of the conqueror's mother's flesh within the conqueror's true body. Thou must also pierce the conqueror's flesh with 8 spears of void darkness, gloom, despair, temptation, source, watchfulness, and chaos. Do so, and the conqueror's unholy flesh will become that which it once was, by the grace of our Lord. Old picture book. There once was a baby and a mother who were connected by a magical cord. It's a fucking umbilical cord story again. But one day the cord was cut and the mother went to sleep. The baby was left all alone. But the baby made lots of friends at the Wish House, and everyone was very nice to him. The baby was happy. His friends told him how to wake up his mother, so the baby went away to go and wake her up. But the mother wouldn't wake up. No matter how he tried, she would not wake up, because the one that he was trying to wake up was actually the devil. The baby has been deceived. Poor baby. The baby cried and cried and cried. When he thought of the mother, he remembered the feeling of being connected to her through the magical cord. And just then a ray of sight came down from the sky. The light was very warm and made the baby feel good. Then the baby looked into his hand and saw the magical cord was laying in there. With the cord clutched in his hand, the baby went happily to sleep. That's a that's a very Roomby, let's say. It's basically talking about birth, and obviously, like when a woman's pregnant with a baby, the cord is the only one giving the nutrients and life to that baby. So once that is cut, obviously the baby is born by then. Yeah, I still don't understand birth that much, but I understand how a umbilical cord works. Red Diary, April 4th. Lately, I have been feeling like my life is in serious danger. I have been through a lot in my life, but never had felt of this kind of pure animal fear. In case something happens to me, I've decided to write down what I've learnt for whoever is living in that apartment now. I've been investigating the mass murder that took place 7 years ago, in which 10 people were killed in 10 days. They were killed in a variety of ways, but one thing they had in common: each corpse had the following numbers in order of their deaths carved into them, and it just gives you the numbers. The name of their killer was carved in as well. His name was Walter Sullivan, April 4th. So yeah, right. Each name is a victim, and you do come across these victims in the game, and you have to examine the numbers, and the numbers are actually like clues, and that you got to decipher them. Red Diary, April 8th. Although the cult itself is gone, I'm sure the spirit of it is still alive. There are too many strange things happening in that town. I'm investigating 2 people, or maybe I should say just one. I've just about discovered what's going on. April 8th. May 2nd. I figured out the riddle behind the numbers. Them numbers is actually 0121. In other words, 1 out of 21. So Walter is planning on killing 21 people, but he never finished the job. I was convinced for the murders of Billy and Miriam Lolkane, the 7th and 8th victims. Afterwards, he committed suicide in his cell. The grisly mass murder of 10 people shocked the world and came to be known as the Walter Sullivan case. There are 2 big puzzles here. First is, what was the motive of these murders? Second is, why did he kill himself before completing his task? Was he completely insane? May 14th. It was 4 years ago that they discovered the body with 1221 carved on it. Right away I had a terrible feeling and couldn't stop shaking. The victim had been murdered 6 months earlier, but Walter had been dead for 7 years, having committed suicide 3 years before the murder. The police think it's a copycat crime, and are calling it the Sullivan case round 2, but something about it bothered me. That was May 14th, so May 20th. I picked up the key that Eileen had in room 303, must have dropped. I thought I'd return it, but she wasn't home. I guess I'd give it to the super. May 20th. Red Diary scrap. I lost the key to Galvin's room, Eileen. I gotta find it and bring it back. Let me think. The last place I saw it was, and it's ripped here, I can't read the rest. And the scrap continued. Oh yeah, I really had a wicked headache that day, and I just collapsed on the bed. Maybe if I look near the bed near the bed in my room, 302's bedroom, I'll find it. I get headaches every day now. It's terrible. What am I going to do? That was on May 22nd. That is when you start like getting headaches in your room and your health depletes. Because like normally when you're in your like room in the apartment, like back home, your health regenerates. But this time in the game, it'll just deplete. So you got to either use health or get out of there and quickly solve it. Red Diary, June 11th. Yeah. Walter Sullivan did kill himself. He died in his prison cell with blood loss after he stabbed himself in the neck with a spoon. How the hell do you stab yourself in the neck with a spoon? That's what I'd like to know. His body was buried in a cemetery just outside of his hometown of Silent Hill in an unmarked grave. That is the grave site that you come across in Silent Hill 2, because one's got his name, Walter Sullivan, on it. After that, his name became famous all over the world, and it looked like a string of mass murders was finished at 10 out of 21. That's 21 sacraments, isn't it? Yeah. But 3 years later, they found a corpse that had 1221 carved on it. The corpse was from 6 months earlier. In other words, the person was killed 2.5 years after Sullivan committed suicide. The MO was exactly the same as Sullivan's, except for one thing. All 10 of Sullivan's victims were found with their hearts cut out of their chests, wounds sewn together expertly with a thread. On the other hand, 1221 victims still had their heart. Naturally, the police think it's a copycat and are proceeding on that basis, but they haven't made any progress and recently discovered the victim 13. This corpse also had their heart intact. The police still haven't identified the suspect. I've got a working hypothesis. Very few people know the details of the original crimes and would be able to copy Sullivan's MO so precisely. First, I'll head to Silent Hill. Don't go to Silent Hill. Wherever you do not go there. To the graveyard near that beautiful little lake. Maybe I'll find the answer there. June 11th. June 14th. The weather that day was very strange. Even though I avoided the earlier storm, there was still a thick fog clinging to everything. Fortunately, that allowed me to avoid being seen and get right to work. It's not the grave by the churchyard, is it? No, that's not near a lake. I don't think it is. The police are still stubbornly acting as if it's a copycat case, so I figured things hadn't probably been touched there. But I was wrong. I should have come sooner. The cemetery was in such bad condition. It was almost sad. The storm must have raised the sea level. Now, anyway, that's how it was when I found Walter Sullivan's grave. This diary is pretty damaged around this point. I can't even read anymore. I'm still in shock. there was still no body in the grave, and on top of that, written on the coffin were numbers 1121. Oh, getting weird. July 13th. I don't think I can protect myself. He's truly insane. I can't hold on any longer. His power can't be measured. I was too scared today that I sealed off in the back of the storage room. I wonder if Eileen Galvin is okay. She has no idea what's going on, but she is in danger nonetheless. The diary, June 17th. A few days after Walter killed himself in his cell, several residents witnessed a long-haired man with a coat there through the window. Richard Braintree in 207 saw the man moving something heavy and doing something in room 203. Even Sunderland, the superintendent, saw the man with the coat hanging around room 302 and confirmed there were signs of someone having been there. That's why, because as things like the man with the long hair is like a reincarnation of him, of like the murderer. July 18th. My theory is that Walter never died in the prison. It may have been someone else who committed suicide. Either that or the person the police arrested was not the real Walter Sullivan. I'm in no position to investigate what really happened at the prison, but in any case, Walter didn't die in the prison. The man in the coat showed up here was the real Walter. 7 years ago, he did something in that apartment. I'm certain that there's a link between that and the bizarre things that are happening here. Just a little bit more, and I'll have this whole thing figured out. I may even find the real Walter is somewhere nearby. On the 20th. You've seen that world as well. It's a horrible nightmare, but if you get sucked into it, it's not just a nightmare. Oh, it's not just a nightmare. Don't get lost in there. If you get pulled in, you'll be killed. But there is still hope. Maybe this small key will guide you. If you've seen the door with the placard set on it, look on the other side of the door. If you keep going down to the deepest part of him and took the ultimate path, 20th Joseph, 23rd of July, I found something that's extremely effective against them ghosts. It saved my life. It was stuck into a huge rock in the woods near the orphanage. It's a sword blade with a handle made of triangle-shaped wood with a handmade triangle-shaped wooden handle that had some kind of spell written on it. As a weapon, it is heavy and hard to carry, but somehow it seems to change in response to the ghost victim's power. Strike when the sword is energized. If you don't reduce their power, your attacks could be repelled. As far as I know, there are only 5 swords in existence with that kind of power. It is extremely valuable. July 25th. I found 2 mysterious and powerful artifacts that seem to be very effective for evading ghost victims. The Holy Candle and the Saint Medallion. Not only are they effective against the ghost victims in the other worlds, they also seem to prevent them from invading my room. Just light the candle near where they're coming in and the holy power is activated. The Saint Medallion seems to repel unholy energy when it is worn equipped. I'm starting to gain hope. 28th of July. I'm going to summarise everything that I've learned about Walter Sullivan so far. He was born right here in room 302 of South Ashfield Heights. His parents abandoned him soon afterwards and they disappeared, somewhere leaving the baby alone. He was discovered and sent to St. Jerome's Hospital. So he's a baby that they abandoned in the apartments, and he's obviously the child that you do come across, and he's a long-haired man as well, like nowadays. He was adopted by Wish House, an orphanage in the forest near Silent Hill that is run by the secret Silent Hill religious cult when he was 6 years old. Someone from the cult showed him where he was born, and then he started to believe that room 302 itself, in other words, this room, was his mother. Every week he travelled from the orphanage to South Ashfield Heights, a pretty long trip for a kid his age. Sometimes he took the subway, sometimes he took the bus. I'm tired, my headache is already killing me. I'll write some more tomorrow. And obviously July 29th. Continuing from yesterday, I'm going to summarise everything I've learnt about Walter Sullivan so far. Naturally, it was a long way for a kid his age to travel, but he made the trip every week by subway or bus. Unfortunately, someone else was living in his apartment, so he couldn't be reunited with his mother, room 302. For years, he continued to come here almost like he was possessed, just to peek into the apartment. Eventually, the tenants began to complain and treat him badly when they saw him hanging around. In other words, the tenants are fucking dicks. Walter began to fear the tenants and see them as obstacles, preventing him from seeing his mother. After years passed and Walter matured, he began to be more and more influenced by the teachings of the cult. Furthermore, his obsession with his mother and feelings for the resentment towards the outer world became even more deeper. Walter became preoccupied with the particular trait from the cult's Bible, the descendants of the Holy Mother, the 21 Sacraments. By the 21 Sacraments, the Holy Mother shall appear in the countries of the world and shall bring salvation to the sinful ones. After Walter left Wish House, he moved to Pleasant River, a town neighbouring Silent Hill. For a while, he lived a life of a normal student, but he was still filled with bitterness and resentment towards the rest of the world. 7 years later, he launched his plan there, the 21 Murders. And now, August 2nd. What's with this room? It is covered in blood and rust, but this is my room. What the hell has happened to it? This room, is it really my room? It's in terrible shape, the air is heavy, my head hurts. Creepy, it looks like a face. What the hell am I writing? August 2nd, Joseph. August 3rd, I can't break down the wall. August 3rd. August 4th, when the bell rings, Eileen's mother, body blood. August 5th, the Crimson Tomb, bury part of the conjurer's mother's flesh with the true body of the conjurer. Part of the flesh equals Super's room. August 7th is the 21 Sacraments. Number 1, 10 heart. 2, 10. 3, 10 hearts. And it's basically all the like everything to do with the 21 murders, even though there wasn't 21 murders. 10 hearts, Billy Locane. 10 hearts, Assumption, Walter Sullivan. Void, Darkness, Gloom, Despair, Joseph Schreiber. Temptation, Cynthia something. Source. Oh yeah, the last one from 16 to 21 is the people you meet in the other worlds. So Cynthia, Jasper, Andrew, Richard, Eileen and Henry Townsend. Your character in the game, that's the one that you're controlling. Red Diary, ? How long has it been since I left this room? I can't tell if it's been days or hours. By that time they found the body of 1121. I've been having hallucinations lately. I think I'm losing my mind. No date written. Joseph's letter. Thank God we're done with the Red Diary. He used this place as a locus for the creation of the world. I am certain he must have performed the ritual of the Holy Assumption near there. but I'm just not strong enough to stop him anymore. He locked me up in this room and played with me just like a toy. My eyes are starting to go blind at the pain. I can feel my body starting to die, but things are taken care of. Whoever lives here after me, you'll be the 21st, the last of the sacrifices. I'll leave it up to you. When the bell tolls, the ritual begins. Eileen equals mother's body, blood, part of the mother's flesh equals the super's room. This is all I've been able to figure out. I hope their letter gets to you in time. And that was Joseph again. Joseph's article. Teaching Despair, Wish House. Wish House, an orphanage on the outskirts of Silent Hill, but behind it is a false message. But behind its false image is a place where children are kidnapped and brainwashed. Wish House is managed by the Silent Hill Smile Society, Support Society, a charity organisation sometimes called 4S. It is true that 4S is a well-respected charity that takes in poor children without homes and raises them into hope. But at its heart is a heathen organisation that teaches its own warped dogma in lieu of good religious values. Mr. Smith, temp, who lives near Wish House, had this to say. Sometimes I can hear... Oh, this is like a file from the like Silent Hill 1, I believe. Sometimes I can hear their weird prayers at night and the sound of children crying. I went there to complain one time, but they ran me out. Since then, it hasn't changed a bit. This is from Silent Hill 1. This is from Silent Hill 1, I believe. Yes, I'm not going to bother reading the rest of that. Another Red Diary. These supplementary entries used will be available at Konami's official Silent Hill 4 The Room's website, and are written by that person there, the director and scenario writer of the fourth game. Thus you will not find these in the game, but they are canon. So these are not in the game, they're on the Silent Hill 4 website, which I'm pretty sure don't exist anymore because Silent Hill 4 come out in 2004. Okay, so these has been translated to English. Red Diary, April 10th. It's been a long time, but today I've come back to the Wish House site that resided within the woods. That's because I was able to acquire the key to the place through a certain route. With that key I was able to enter the Wish House. Here we're going in and get the good stuff now, which has now been in ruins. On the first floor there was a big room where there were furniture such as desks and chairs scattered about, and a relatively smaller room where one could have installed an altar. On the second floor there were several back rooms for the followers and the children to live in. This is where I've discovered a certain book. That wasn't a holy script that the Order was using, but more likely it was a book with contents that were disadvantageous to the Order. I've since only skimmed through it, so when I'm finished writing my entry, I'm planning to comprehend it. April 16th. I finally finished reading the book. Perhaps this is something terrible. On the surface, the Order has been demolished, but I'm positive that they are still active under the water's surface. That is, by keeping the book with me, I don't know when, but I will be put in danger. But until the time comes when I need this book, I must protect it, even if it costs me my life. By the way, since I stepped into the Wish House site this past day, I'm starting to have strange dreams every night. A little kid shaking his mother's body, crying, "Mama, wake up, Mama," and continuously pleading to her. And when the mother, who had her back turned towards me, slowly turns around, that's when I always wake up. God, the Wish House sounds fucked. June 17th. Finally, the third ceremony has begun. In a little while longer, after that, the final ceremony, everything will be complete. Mama will wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. What in the world am I writing? He's possessed. July 7th. Wait a minute, that was... Oh yeah, it was June, okay. With the information from a certain source, I barely come to understand the factions and the human relations within the cult. Earlier, there were three main sects within that cult. They are called the Sect of the Holy Woman, the Sect of the Holy Mother, and the Sect of Vertel. Vertel is from Silent Hill 3, I believe, and 1. The Sect of the Holy Woman, a faction centered around the priestess Dahlia Gillespie, this is all Silent Hill 1 then, believed in resurrection of the god by impregnating a woman who was concealed special powers with the child god within her womb. The Sect of the Holy Mother was to show respect to the Mother Stone as a holy entity, but by using their self-operated wish house, they brainwashed the children and raised a conjurer to achieve a goal of resurrecting the god equals Holy Mother through this conjurer. The Sect of Valtil centered around Jimmy Stone, a priest with an alias Red Devil. This was a faction that worshipped Valtil as one very close to God and also an executioner. The Sect of Vertel was also responsible for the intimidation of the Sect of the Holy Woman and the Sect of the Holy Mother, which were in opposition to each other. Red Diary, 25th of August. Why is it that you've not become aware of my plan? Eileen, Eileen, Eileen. Please become aware, Eileen. I barely tore it down this far, Eileen. Even so, you put your pretty face, and you're always hogging the television, aren't you? You're always putting on makeup, aren't you? You're always talking to someone on the phone, aren't you, Eileen, Eileen? Even you can't keep that pretty face forever. So, Eileen, Eileen, become aware, turn towards me, Erin. Me, Erin, Irene. He's basically lost it at this point. He's too involved in the cult. Walter's diary. The following notes are found on stone slabs, trees, and signs posted throughout the forest world, and cannot be read by Henry. Instead, Eileen is capable of reading them during the second time trip. Approach each one, examine it, and wait for Eileen to read it. Enemies or other characters cannot be nearby, so you've got to have basically kill all the enemies and then just read it. Note that she'll effectively translate them with her own interpretation of what is said, normally, and she struggles in a few parts. However, if she's physically in a very poor state, she'll read them in the full and directly as they appear to her, complete with bad spelling and grammar. Both are below are both versions of all entries exactly how she reads them. October 1st. He told me I could write whatever I wanted to because no one would ever see it. I like to write. My teacher taught me how. October 2nd. I won't read the gibberish one. I played with Bob. It was fun, but I went too far away and he got angry. October 3rd. I played with Bob again. Or even further this time. The writing fades out after that. October 4th. My cheek hurt, so I hate him. He hit her, in other words. 5th. I got hit again. Oh, him it. I got hit. I'm reading the wrong bit. I got hit again. I didn't do anything wrong. I wish he was dead. Jesus. Just stay away from him then. 6. Tomorrow is book study in the chapel. If I can't read well, I'll wind up like John. I'm really scared. October 13th. I finally got outside. John is still stuck in that round cell. I hope I read well tomorrow. 14th. I did a good job at reading today. I was so happy, but the 21 Sacraments for the Descent of the Holy Mother was hard. 15th. Bobby's gone. Nobody tell me what happened, I bet. I can't read any more than that. 16th. Some important people came today. One of them is cut off. I can't read any more. 17th. This important lady told me that mother was asleep in Ashfield. I have a mother too. I'm so happy. I want to see my mother. Where's Ashfield anyway? 18th. I have to stay in that round cell even if I read well tomorrow. If I do it, God will be happy, so I'll do it. Oh, this is Henry Sullivan, isn't it? Yeah. No, Walter Sullivan. He comes into the cell a lot to visit, but it's okay, I guess. 21st. Sunday is a day I leave the round cell to read a book. I read very well today. If I can do a good job at reading the 21 Sacraments of the Descent of the Holy Mother, I can meet my mother. The important lady told me that, but tomorrow I'm going to be in the round cell again. October 28th. I have to take a train or something to get to the Ashfield. But everyone says Ashfield is a scary place, but I really want to see my mummy. February 10th. Bloody hell, it's a bit of a jump. I went to see the Ashfield again. Something mummy. Some of it is blurred and I can't read it. March 17th. I went to the Ashfield again and it was my 4th time. Just like last time, my mother something. The city is scary, and the apartment where my mother is has. I can't read any more than that. That's thing, because that's the Walter Sullivan as a child doing that, because there's teaching him to read in the prison and the wish house. Tape transcripts. There is only one recorded tape found in the game, which is entirely optional and provides some backstory of the South Ashfield Heights tenants. Read the full transcript below. Skinned mic cassette. Fucking hell, that's a good one. Audio only. Richard, how do you like that, you sick little freak? You had it coming to you. These clothes are disgusting. Get them out of my sight. Woman, I know. I'll be perfect to wrap this body in. It'll be perfect to wrap this body in. A drunk man. Hold it. I think I'll keep that one for myself. Richard, you snooping around again? Get your ass out of here before you really piss me off. Drunk man. Hold it. I think I'll keep this one for myself. Hold it. I think I'll keep that one for myself. Unsubtitled. Richard speaks over the drunk man's first subtitled line before he begins to recite the same thing that as Richard is still speaking. So they're trying to hide a body. Yeah. Notes. Oh, there we are. There are small. These are all notes found in the game that show up with the same orange font as regular memos, but they are not collected by Henry. Some are just small tidbits, hardly worthwhile, but many offer interesting but brief insights. Baby and mother. So these are just things like you read off of a desk and don't collect them. There once was a baby and mother who were connected by a magical cord. We already read this, I think. But one day the cord was cut and the mother went to sleep. The baby was left all alone. But the baby made lots of friends at the wish house, and everyone was very nice to him. The baby was happy. It is ripped and it can't read anymore. Yeah, this is at the very beginning of the game. Front door note, don't go out, Walter. Raw message. The faint hope I had is slowly changing to despair. But I've somehow managed to tunnel this far, but no matter what I do, I can't get any further. The hallway, the windows, the walls. I feel like this room is stuck in another dimension. Eileen has not noticed. Danger, do not enter. Jasper's note. It's been a while since I came here to Silent Hill. Maybe I'll meet the devil this time. But whenever I'll come to a cool place like Silent Hill, I always get a real thirsty. Jasper Gein. Jasper Gein? It's not something to do with Ed Gein, is it? Maybe. It's a possibility, isn't it? They might have had like influence from Ed Gein. Also, really thirsty, you got to bring him chocolate milk. Yeah, he likes chocolate milk. Wish House main entrance note. Silent Hill Smile Society, Support Society Wish House. Wish House compound note. The outside is filled with dangerous things. If someone goes outside without an adult's permission, the master is sad. Forest waterfront sign to Toluca Lake. So you do go to some areas in Silent Hill, forgot that. Coffin carving. 11121. It actually says 1121. Cemetery gravestone. Best wishes for Wish House. A note about the cult. Have you found Alessa yet? How is Walter's progress coming along? Send me a report. Suicide note. I'm sick of being watched. Being watched. I'm being watched from the middle of the room. Pants note. I peed in my pants. I've got to wash them so nobody finds out. Oh, and I saw a shadow. I think someone saw me. Picking nose graffiti. Picking my nose a lot. Don't pick it too much, otherwise you'll bleed. Prison diary note. I have been watching from the surveillance room's peephole the whole time, and somebody's in there. I can tell 'cause I saw a shadow move or can hear his footsteps. Clothes graffiti. I've got no clothes on. In trouble. I'm in trouble. I stood in front of the surveillance room and yelled as loud as I could, but nobody came out. Hide note. I want to hide, but I can't hide. Sleeping note. Now it will look like I'm sleeping, huh? Are those footsteps? I wonder if they saw me. The answer. I'm a boy genius. I figured out the answer to this surveillance room puzzle. It's light and water. Peephole wall message. Better check on your neighbours soon. Mike's love letter. I love you, Rachel. Mike. Super's plate room. Superintendent's room. Super's note. Found by Nurse Rachel. Return it to room 302. Together with the part her boyfriend Mike tore off. Rachel's note. My darling's number. A phone number is listed. Bookshelves. 101. Oh, no. Yeah, 101 bookshelves note. My eyes and skin are itchy. That stupid cat next door made my allergy go crazy. I was so pissed off I took my converted modelled gun and blasted away at that thing. At point blank range, it was pretty cool. Oh, it was way cool. The thing just dropped like a stone. By the way, that revolver that Richard in 207 carries is the real thing. The guy's dangerous, and I think you do get that gun. Portrait. 101 portrait. Is a painting of a man with a gun. 101. The gun maniac is always coughing from his cat allergy. Talking about the previous guy. 102 portrait. Is a painting of a woman holding a cat. 102. She loves cats too much and missed her chance to get married. I kind of felt sorry for her while she's mourning for one of her dead cats. 105 portrait. This must be the superintendent's. Sunderland, the superintendent. The super mistakenly thought that Mike was Rachel's lover. Another portrait, painting of a nurse, 106, my beautiful darling. Lately she's been bothered by a stalker. 107, painting of a young man. He listens to great music, but I feel sorry for him, having to live under Braintree. 202, painting of a man holding a brush, self-portrait. 203, a painting of a man drinking alcohol. He's so noisy. I wish he would stop all that drinking and fighting. 204, painting of a plump woman. That's one way of calling them. She's always eating something, but I wish my girlfriend liked to cook like her. 205, it must be a guy who plays video games. He's always shut in his room and looks like he has a lot of weird interests. I heard the tape record Mike getting beaten up by Richard. 206 is a painting of 2 adults and a lot of children. How can they sleep with so many noisy kids? Besides that, they have to live to Braintree. 207. This must be Richard Braintree. Braintree, that prick. He's always yelling at kids, especially that weird one that hangs around. Walter. But he took Mike into his apartment and peeled his skin off. So he's my hero, Jesus Christ. 301. It's a painting of a man holding a porno mag. That perverted stalker, he got what he deserved. 304. It's a painting of an old couple. A nice, sweet old couple. Oh, that's nice. Walter's universe. After he did the ritual of the Holy Assumption, other worlds began to force their way into his universe and began to swell horribly. But his universe is different than ours. It has limits, and in the limits of the universe he rules as a king, and in the deepest part of his kingdom is his mother. Eileen's hospital note. Eileen Gavin. Downward, ever downward. First, forest torches, holy flame. Pet store article. According to the Ashfield Police, on at approximately 8:30 in the evening, witnesses near the pet store Garlands reported the sounds of multiple gunshots, probably from an automatic weapon. By the time the police arrived, the perpetrator had already fled, and the shop owner, Steve Garland, was found dead with a probable machine gun wound to his head. All of the store animals were brutally slaughtered, and the store left in extreme disarray. In addition, inside sources say that Garland's heart had been removed, and on his back 5 numbers were carved. Note, 5 number is a typo. Should be 5 numbers. Yep. The one truth. To reach the deepest part, you must defeat the one truth. Do so, and the door will open. A left wall note. The gate to hell. Right wall note. Why I must destroy this wall. The ritual, part 1. Each line is 1 note around a room. It is starting soon. Any time now. Very soon now. Soon it will begin. Soon. The ritual. Walter's father's sketch. Walter's father. Walter's Eileen sketch. This woman is Eileen. The ritual, part 2. Let me get that. Each line is a note around a room. The show is about to begin. It has begun. It has begun. It has commenced. It's here. It's finally begun. The time has finally begun. That is it. Thank Christ. That is it. Just over an hour. Oh. The next reading, that's the thing, is like not all of the games have like files on this site, and I'm only reading them from this site. But the next one, I believe, is Silent Hill 5 Homecoming.
So I will be doing that one next. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've got a bad neck. And I'll see you guys next time.